Hello people, it's Wake Up. Today I'm going to be reviewing Equilibrium. Alright then. Every once in a while, right, even Wake Up, even me, even I get it wrong. Even sometimes Wake Up has to be woken up, if you will. And in this case I was woken up by Double H. I did watch this film when I was 14, that was the first time I saw it. And to be honest with you, I didn't really understand it. I couldn't grasp the concept of it. To be perfectly frank, I wasn't mature enough to get it. So I wasn't forced, but upon lots of pressure from other talkback members saying, look, I'm too harsh on Bale and what have you, just check out this film, Equilibrium. So I rewatched it. And this thing on second viewing, my goodness, it was on par, if not better than The Matrix, which is a massive, I know it's a big statement for me to make, but it was. I mean, the action sequence in this thing, there was at one point where I held my breath in awe. I was just like, it was the only other experience where I've had that where I was just like, Jesus Christ, was in Matrix as soon as they did bullet time. And I like slow-mo with Neo dodging the bullets, and you're like, Jesus. And that dojo scene, there were several moments in this film that I was just like speechless. I'm still speechless now. I can't describe it. You just need to see it, and you're just blown away. And nothing like that has been done since then. You know, like you've had Matrix, there have been tons of rip-off Matrix moves with slow-mo and all this and what have you, and you've never seen the karate with guns that hasn't been ripped off since. Not really. I haven't seen a film that's ripped it on. The plot was extremely intelligent, and it requires you to be switched on. Alright, that's why I didn't grasp it when I was younger, because, I mean, I thought the action was good, but I couldn't get over the talking. And now that I've, for lack of a better word, grown up a bit and matured, I can fully appreciate the acting that's going on here. Okay? I mean, not only is it frightfully intelligent, but it somehow manages to get this balance of intelligence and pure and utter violence, but not glorifying the violence. You know, when the violence comes, it's quick, it's fast, none of this slow-mo time bullshit. Sorry about that, but it's just really well done. It's the story itself, Equilibrium, it's a cross between George Orwell's 1984 with the brutality and Aldous Huxley's Brave New World via the use of medication, which in this case was Prosium. I was going to say Prozac, but Prosium. I've read both 1984 and Brave New World, and if you haven't, I would seriously suggest you go and read them before you watch Equilibrium. Okay, because once you've read both those novels, you can really appreciate what this film is actually trying to do. You know, it's big subject matter. Equilibrium, in its essence, shows the subservience that society can have and can be turned into. Just like you've had with the it shows you how like a dictatorship can completely come to power, and the way it's portrayed in here, it is entirely possible. You know, that they would make these giant sacrifices to give up on war. They would give up on happiness to be sure that they are safe. You know, it's like the ultimate police state. It's extremely heavy viewing to watch, which is why when I first watched it, I completely missed out on the point again. It's frightfully scary in some parts, because this society is not too far away from actually happening in the future. You know, as 1984 and Brave New World suggests. You know, I mean, that's why I'm a massive fan of Rage Against the Machine. I know it sounds a bit random, but that is why I'm a big fan of Rage Against the Machine, because it's like a warning. All of their songs are a massive warning that if you don't wake up, if you don't switch on, if you don't get political, if you just say politics is for smart people and what have you, and just it's not my cup of tea. Well, that's for lack of a better word, that's crap. You know, politics involves everyone. It affects everyone, and if you don't decide to do certain things about it, then you're giving up on certain rights and what have you that you have. Okay, let me talk about the elephant in the room at this point. That elephant being Christian Bale. Okay. On the talkback boards and on previous podcast episodes, if you're calling that, or reviews, I have completely slammed into him. I have to eat humble pie here and say Bale in this film, Christian Bale, was bloody good. Was very, very good. I'm sorry, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I could really connect with him. I could feel the emotions that he was going through. Because this drug, Prosium, it basically stops you having extreme happiness and extreme sadness. It stops you, and in effect, it limits you on how you feel. So you're limited on your emotions, but you can still have a personality. And I know I've always said in the past, Bale's only acting is depression and moody. Right, in this film, you see him go through the motions because he's re-establishing, after he stops taking Prosium, he's re-establishing these emotions. So you see him experience joy, you see him experience sorrow, and you see him go through the motions, if you will, and he does it so well. You know, he portrays his character really feel for the special sequence. A question about this, about Christian Bale and himself. What the hell went wrong with him? You know, I mean, you've seen where he got the depression and where he got the cyborg tendencies from, which he's used later on with Batman Begins and with Dark Knight and with even in American Psycho. What the hell? What happened? You know, he was a quality actor in this. Maybe it was when he was just starting out, and in order to get jobs, he's only well known for being the moody so-and-so, you know? So that's why we've seen the bad Bale, I'll term it. There's bad Bale and there's Bale in Equilibrium. In this thing, he acted his balls off. You know, quite literally, it was like the action sequences was all him, there was no CGI, and it was phenomenal. Like, these action sequences are they're on par with just some of the best kung fu films I've ever seen. Like, for example, with On Baek. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. On Baek with Taj Rai. Is it Taj Rai? I can't pronounce his name. Sorry. The karate scenes and like that scene with the samurai sword. Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And I cannot understand why these films aren't being made today. You know, it's intelligent and it's just a really decent action film. Like, you can really connect with these characters. And Taine Diggs is like his co-star, if you will, was just another very good actor in this film. I mean, I Wikipedia'd this guy because after seeing his performance in Equilibrium, I wanted to say, hey, where can I catch even more of his films? And he's more of a Broadway musical type guy. Like, he was in Rent for a couple of years, and that's where he met his wife. But it's just a real shame because this guy is a quality actor. Right, you know, and you can tell that they didn't have that much of a big budget with this film, which is crazy, because I mean the quality of this film is like one of the best films that I've seen in recent times. You know, like going back to like in terms of sci-fi, going back, this is Matrix standard. You know, and that brings me on to my next question now. What happened to all the decent sci-fi movies? And when I say decent, I mean smart sci-fi movies. I don't mean that George Clooney crap Solaris or whatever that was called. Or the oh goodness me, what was it called? There was another sci-fi film. Like, what happened to the Stargates? What happened to, like, I can't believe I made that jump from Equilibrium to Stargate. But you know, like, I mean, Stargate was fun, but what happened to those decent, memorable sci-fi films? You know? It's just sad, man. Like, and this, I cannot believe that I forgot how good this film was, and that I needed to be pushed to watch it. Okay, so finally, just to wrap up, I give Equilibrium a 9 out of 10, which is extremely high. I definitely rate this film. You should watch it. It's just the fight scenes. They are what it says on the tin. They're delirious. It's a joy to behold. You know. Finally, if there's any other films that I might have missed or might slate and say that are bad, or that you think are actually quite good, message me on www.talkbackworld.net for the real fan, where fans unite, and give me the name of the film and I'll check it out. Okay, cheers for listening. Bay out, and
are you crazy? Gonna kill me? You're welcome. Every one of us is expendable. Got a problem with it?
fucking awesome.